stuffed mushroom dinner. It is going to have mashed potatoes and gravy, and I'm putting some carrots on the side. This recipe would be a good one if you happen to have leftover mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, any of those things. So let's get started. I'm starting from scratch. I don't have any of those leftovers. When I'm making this meal, I'm looking at the cook time for each of the ingredients. The potatoes and carrots will probably take the longest amount of time to cook. So what I'm doing right now is putting the potatoes and carrots in a pan, cover them with water, put a lid on, bring them to a boil, and then reduce the heat. As they're cooking, check them. The carrots you don't want done as much as the potatoes. So when the carrots are fork tender, take them out of the pot and let the potatoes continue cooking until they are very, very soft. Now I'm preparing the stuffing. I am using Pepperidge Farm herb seasoned. This is vegan. I am also making my bouillon. I made 2 cups because I need some for the stuffing and some for the gravy. I'm using Knorr vegetable. Chop up some onion, celery, and the stem from the mushrooms. Get your skillet hot. Brown your vegetables. Deglaze your pan a little bit. I'm just putting a tiny bit of bouillon in there. I'm going to get all that goodness off. Now continue sauteing. One final deglaze. Now that I have all that flavoring off the bottom, I'm going to add the remainder of that 1/2 cup bouillon. Now, according to the package instructions, we're just going to mix that all together. Now looking at this, I think I need more bouillon, so I'm putting in a little bit more. That looks like what I'm going to want. So cover it up and just put it on your stove for a few minutes for the liquid to absorb. If you need more bouillon in it, add more bouillon. I checked my stuffing and it's too dry. I'm adding another 1/2 cup of bouillon. Then I'll just return it to the stove again. I'm starting the gravy right now. Add enough water to come up to 1½ cups liquid since we use some extra in the stuffing. Also, put in your vegan Worcestershire sauce. Next, 3 tablespoons of flour in a jar and probably about 1/2 cup of that bouillon that we have. I just put a lid on it and I shake it till it's all mixed up like that. Now put the rest of your bouillon in a saucepan. I'm stirring it up to get all of the bottom bouillon out. Now stir in your flour water. Bring this to a boil. And then you can just reduce the heat and let it simmer. Stir the gravy while it's cooking. I'm using this type of a tool. It helps to cut down on lumps. Once this is fully thickened, just set it aside for when we assemble our yummy mushroom dinner. And now I'm going to steam my mushroom caps for about 15 minutes. I didn't think I had cooked enough carrots, so I threw some broccoli in with the mushrooms to steam with those. The carrot and potatoes are done. Drain the vegetables, put cold water over them, and I'm just scraping off most of the carrot skin. For the potatoes, I'm peeling them and then remove any part you don't like. Get those prepared. I'm continuing to peel the carrots. I like to cook them in their skin because that actually gives a few more nutrients. Mash the potatoes by hand or with a mixer. I only add some plant milk. If they are too stiff, now I'm going to fill the mushrooms and bake them at a 425-degree oven. The mushrooms are fully cooked, but my goal is to get the stuffing a little bit crispy. In the meanwhile, keep your gravy warm, keep your potatoes warm. Get all of your stuffing in the mushroom cap. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Some of it might not stay there. Press your stuffing down to compact it before you bake it. Slice your carrots and glaze them with just a tiny bit of maple syrup. That was only about a tablespoon, and then just turn them over a couple times. As you turn the carrots, you'll see they're starting to caramelize. I put the broccoli on with the carrots just to bring it back up to a nice serving temperature. I started cleaning up a little bit, and what I found was there was some water left from steaming the mushrooms, and I tasted it and it was good. So I'm adding it to my gravy. And then I'll just bring this all back up to temperature. As you can see, all elements of the dinner have come together, and now I'm going to show you how to plate it. I'm starting with a nice colorful plate. I will be putting the mushroom right there. I'm going to take some of those carrots, a little bit of broccoli, one of my personal favorites, mashed potatoes. Try to make them look pretty. Then I'm going to put a little place to hold my gravy. Pour some gravy into it. And you're probably going to want some extra gravy, so let it overflow. A little bit of gravy near the mushroom. And last, I will be topping with some parsley. Fresh parsley would be nicer, but I didn't have it, so I'm just using the dried. Now, doesn't that look delicious? Now for the taste test. This mushroom is gonna need a fork and a knife. Okay, here is the mushroom with stuffing. I'm gonna dip it in the gravy. That mushroom was so tender. When you steam it, it's amazing what happens to it. Now let's try one of these maple syrup glazed carrots. That maple syrup really just adds an extra little sweetness. And of course, the mashed potatoes and gravy. That's always perfect to me. I love mashed potatoes. Something I want to point out about this meal. As you saw, there was really no added salt, no extra oil. So this is a fairly healthy, big, delicious meal. Please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends.